Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Eithne. Today's class is going to be a fun, quick vinyasa flow, kind of building on creativity and having an exploration of an arm balance. Don't try too hard. If you're fairly new to yoga, there might be some difficult things in there, so just give everything a little try. Don't get frustrated, just enjoy the practice. Let's go. Starting in a tabletop position, stack your shoulders on top of your wrists, hips on top of your knees. Spread your fingers wide and find almost a rounding through your upper back. So we're working on protraction, this support of the shoulder joints rather than collapsing into the chest. Circular motions, warming up the wrists, warming up your knees, and starting to get just a little bit of movement throughout the whole of the body. As we find this rhythm, can you connect to your breath? So not going too fast, just starting to connect into something that has a little bit more heaviness, I guess. And then shifting it around the other way, building on the depth, increasing the circumference with every round. As you feel ready, tuck your toes, lift your knees, and find your way into a plank pose position, please. If this feels too strong, you can always drop the knees back down. Start to rock your shoulders forwards and backwards, drawing your belly button up towards your spine, again keeping that rounding into the upper back. Starting to switch on really quite quickly in our plank pose. And don't worry, we're not going to be here for ages. You really utilize the grip of your fingertips down here as well. So building that support for the wrists and the support for your practice today. Take one more breath. Lift the tailbone all the way up and back, down dog. Have a little pedal through the feet, bend into one knee, bend into the other. Getting into all of the little nooks and crannies, finding some space and opening up. Nice, 2 more breaths. Arrive in stillness, down dog. Please, feet hip width apart, hands shoulder width apart. Grounding down the heels, softening your knees, but shifting your tailbone up and back. Notice if you're collapsing through your chest into mobility of your shoulders, or can we draw the rib cage in, curling your armpits in towards each other. Inhale to rise up high to your tiptoes, and exhale to lower down the heels. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise up high. Keep sending your chest back and ground down the heels. Shuffle your big toes to touch at the back of the mat, please. Inhale, right leg high. Bend your right knee, stack the hip on top of the left. Notice if you're curling open your shoulders, can we roll that right shoulder down and just use the abductors, so that strength at the outside edge of your right leg, to find a little bit more elevation there. One more inhale. Exhale, steps your right foot in between your hands, press and round through the back to find that light step. Reach up to your fingertips, shuffle the left foot back a little bit further, so we're really getting low into this lunge now, into our lizard lunge almost. Long line from the back heel up towards the crown of the head. Take a breath. Now, without moving your body, just reach your arms forward. So we're not lifting up and finding a high lunge. Keep your chest down, connected to your right thigh, and draw the fingertips away from you. And this will start to burn straight away. Already my thigh is like, what is happening? Squeeze the glutes. Shift a little bit further down with the chest, forwards with the fingertips. One more inhale. Exhale, interlace fingers just behind the base of the spine. Reach your hands back, slight little back bend, heart opening, legs staying exactly as they are. Exhale, humble warrior. Right shoulder to the inside edge of your right thigh. Lift your hands up and over. If this feels too strong or you're having a little wobble, drop that back knee, or you can always drop the back heel like your warrior 2 stance. Drawing the palms to touch, keeping the support in the front and back of the arms. One more inhale. If you're down on your knees, slowly start to extend it up, please. Look down to the ground, shift your weight forward, slide the back leg in, whoop, float high, warrior 3. If this doesn't feel too great on your shoulders, release the grip of the hands, palms facing down, coming into almost our aeroplane or Dekasana pose. If you're with me and you're bound warrior 3, bend your left foot, or your left knee, and see if you can tap the sole of the foot to your fingertips, or even start to hook your hand over the top. You might get a little bit of cramp in the hamstring, that is fine. Take a breath. Everybody start to extend, release the grip of the fingers. Slowly stepping back, arms lifting high, high lunge. Take a breath. Open out sideways, goddess squat. Bend both knees, lower down both heels, elbows coming to the height of your shoulders. Now, one thing in our goddess pose, make sure that we're not sticking our bum out, okay? It's not time, it's not a Friday night, I mean it might be, but we're not in the club, we're on the yoga mat. Tuck your hip bones under, really spread the fingers wide, take one more inhale. As you exhale, straighten up your legs, turn your toes in, arms fold out wide, our Prasarita Padottanasana. And if you're struggling to reach down towards your feet, you can always take your hands to your shins. Ideally, we want to keep the spine nice and flat here, kind of throughout our whole practice. That central nervous system, that support from the brain, sending signals to your body. We want to make that nice and smooth journey. Take one more inhale. Big exhale. Good, right hand flat down to the ground or onto your brick for a little bit of elevated support. Sweep your left arm high, open out your body to a twist. Start to pivot your hand, bend the elbow, left hand finds the back of the hip, and then sliding your fingers into almost the seam of your thigh, if you can find it there. Rotating through the upper body, looking over the left shoulder. One more inhale. Exhale, bend into your right front knee. I mean, technically it's your front knee, but it feels like the back knee. Can we take this bind, this twist, this rotation any further into the shoulders? One more inhale. And exhale, straighten up that leg, release the bind. Bend your knees, tuck chin to chest, slow roll all the way up to standing. Your chin and your head is that last thing that's going to lift. Pivot the front toes, reach the arms wide, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten up the legs, draw the palms to touch overhead, big breath. Exhale, re-glide open, warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reach up and back, exalted. Take in just the light fingertips down to your back left thigh as we reach and open into the right rib cage. Now, don't think about it too much. Have a little look underneath your right armpit. We're going to shift all of our weight forwards, finding our half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. Whoop, high tree. If you need to, a block underneath your fingertips, or we've got that right hand flat. Or if you're feeling super brave, maybe your right hand starts to come to your chest. Whoop, finding the balance without support. Lift up that right kneecap, reaching the left fingertips high to the sky. One more inhale. Big exhale. Good, now stay with your balance. Just drop your left foot down to the ground, just your left foot, and almost just tapping that toe down to the floor. Inhale to squeeze and lift all the way back up into your half moon pose. Now this will feel wobbly, so find something to focus your gaze on. Drop the foot. Inhale to squeeze and lift. There is no time frame. Take as much time as you need. One more time, drop it low. Inhale, lift it high. Really nice, you guys. Gracefully step back. Open up, warrior 2. Ooh, cartwheel the hands, frame your right front foot. Press the floor away, sweep the right leg high. Bend the knee. Stack your right hip on top of the left, starting where? Or coming back to where we started. Take a breath. Look forward to your hands. Come up to your right fingertips, please. As slowly as possible, pivoting on your left side foot, find wild thing. Right foot stepping behind you, left leg staying straight. Activate the glutes, lift the hip bones high as we reach that right hand towards technically the front of our rooms. Good, one more breath here. Big exhale. Place the right hand down. Keep your right leg lifting high towards the sky. Drop your left forearm down to the ground. Right hand, slide it back in line with your left elbow. Bend your right knee. Place your right knee on top of your right elbow. Take a breath. Now this might feel enough today, keeping the head lifted, sending the chest backwards. Or start to shift your weight forwards, seeing if we can slide that left knee in, hovering the foot, hovering the knee. Or we're lifting that left leg high, like a kind of half pincher, half crow pose. Woo, finding your way out. And coming into a child's pose. So we're going to go over that one more time. I'm going to do it on the other side just so you can sort of see this setup. Good, take a breath. I said it was fiery, right? Big exhale. Good, so let's go on that same side. I'm going to switch over so that you can have a look, but stick with that same side. So bring in your, or let me just turn around actually. Bring your left forearm down. And then your right hand, you're going to place your hand in line with your left elbow. Now just double check, we don't want the elbow pointing out to the side, I want you to squeeze it in towards your rib cage. Tuck your toes, lift your bottom up, and tippy toe your way as close as you can towards you. So then we've got a lot of weight into this left shoulder. Think about pressing the floor away. Inhale, sweeps your right leg high. Oh, high tree. Bend the right knee. Place that knee down low, almost on top of the elbow. So it's a little bit lower, not high to your bicep. This might be enough. It feels like enough for me as well. Or we start to shift that weight forwards, dragging that back leg in, eventually squeezing your knee in towards your chest. And then once you find your balance there, lifting that left leg high. The vital part is to keep that right heel, that right knee squeezing in towards you. So we want to find almost the top of the knee rather than the kneecap. Oh, I need to catch my breath. Let's find our child's pose. Give anything a little stretch. Maybe it's your wrists, maybe it's shoulders. And then we get to do it all on the other side. It's the fun thing about yoga. What we do on one, obviously we repeat on the other. Take one more breath. And then kindly find your way back to downward facing dog pose, please. Big toes touching at the back of the mat. Inhale, left leg high, bend the knee, stack that left hip on top of the right. Ground down the right heel. Lift the shoulders up to the ears, keeping everything squaring off in the top half of the body here. One more breath. Draw your knee to nose, step the foot in between the hands, come up to fingertips. Keep the chest low, shimmy that right foot back a tiny little bit, almost like we're getting ready to go for a run, but we're not. Take a breath, just your arms float forwards, find that really nasty, almost diagonal line from the back right heel up to the fingertips. Is there any more stretch that you can find? One more inhale. Exhale, interlace your fingers, non-dominant grip behind the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift up and out of the chest. As we exhale, humble warrior, left shoulder to the inside edge of the thigh, arms reaching up and over. And again, you can drop the knee, you can swivel the back foot down. See if you can create a little bit more depth in this knee and in your hip. Relaxing the neck and seeing if you could bring the top of your head down to the floor. Might not happen today, it might be tomorrow. Take a breath. Slowly lift your chest. Keep your fingers interlaced if you can. Shift your weight forward, slide that right leg in. Pick it up. Warrior 3. Had a little wobble there. There we go. Shift the weight forwards. Good, you can release the bind if it feels a little bit too much. I'm going to really need to focus on my balance here. When you feel ready, if we took it on the first side, bend that right knee. Once you can tap your foot, you might be able to lift the hands up and over. Just give it a try. One more inhale. And exhale. Release wherever you are. Step lightly that right foot back. Lift the arms high. Open out, warrior 2. Oh my goodness. Ground down that right back heel. Stretch the arms long. Take a big inhale, reaching your hands high, straighten up the legs, turn the toes in. As we exhale, forward fold, that Prasarita Padottanasana, wide forward fold stretch. Just need a little shuffle around here. The wall is too close to my head. Good, keep that length through the spine. Shift the weight forward from your toes and actively draw the chest down. Kneecaps are lifted, thighs are definitely engaging as you feel this almost rotation into the outer edge of your legs to get the chest lower. One more inhale. Exhale, left hand down underneath your face, please. Inhale, opens the right arm high towards the back of the room. Twist the palm, thread that right arm behind you and take the fingertips to the inner seam of the thigh. Bend the left back knee and keep looking over your right shoulder. Bend a little bit deeper. One more inhale. Exhale, calms back to center, release, bend your knees, chin to chest, slow rise, all the way up to standing, open back up, warrior two. Good, take a breath, flip your palm, reach up and back. Exalt the warrior. And exhale, cartwheel the hands, frame that left front foot. Press the floor away, sweep your left leg back and high, split dog. Bend your knee, stack the hip. Look forward to hands, come up to the left fingertips. And again, as slowly as possible, keeping your bottom right leg straight. Step the left foot behind you. Come up to the tippy toes. Glutes are active, hips are pressing. Left arm reaching. And this right bottom hand does not move. I know it's really tempting to move the fingertips around, but keep this one plugging down. Take one more inhale. And exhale, flip all the way back over, lifting that left leg high. Have a little shuffle around if you need to. Right forearm, drop down to the mat. Left hand comes back in line with your right elbow. Hug that elbow in. Bend the knee, keep squeezing your heel towards your bum. Glide that knee, place it just down to the elbow. We hold to build up strength, or shift your weight forwards. Slide the right foot in, bringing that knee in towards your chest, and then eventually that foot finds its way. Point the toes, tip it up. And when you feel ready, come back into your child's pose, please. Knees wide, forehead releasing to the hands. And just remember that when we're doing weird arm balances and weird inversions, that it's just almost an opportunity to find a little bit more focus. It's nothing to get stressed over. I promise you, the first couple of times that I tried that, could I do it? Absolutely not. So practice and patience and just focus. Take your time to explore your body. There's no need to rush anything. One more breath here. Good, let's try one more time on that side. And I think the thing to think of is when you've done one side and maybe it didn't go so well, and then we try the other side, it's really approaching it with an open mind. If you've already said to yourself, I couldn't do it the first time I tried it, I'm never going to be able to do it, we've already given up. So instead of, say something didn't happen just then, instead of going back in with that mindset of it's probably not going to happen, say to yourself, I'm going to give it a brand new go, it's a new setup, and you don't know what's going to happen. So just, have a little go. Bring that right forearm down. Okay. Left hand, slide it back in line with the elbow. Squeeze everything in. Squeeze it in. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, bum high. Tippy toey in. Left leg high, bend the knee. Squeeze your heel to your bum, press that left knee or land that left knee on top of the elbow. Take a breath, prepare yourself. Shift the weight forwards, keep active with the shoulders away from your ears, hovering perhaps that right knee first into your chest, and then seeing if we can extend the leg high for your funky Bakasana, crow pose, pincha, Mayurasana, peacock pose variation. Peacock pose? I don't know. Or let's just say forearm stand pose. Take the knees wide. Whew, rest it out, child's pose, Balasana. Recenter, calm the mind, and let go of whatever just happened. This is your time to just feel that experience. What happened? Was there adrenaline? Was there calm? Maybe it was a little bit of fear. So just acknowledging that space and finding this time to ground back down, knowing that that time is over and we're in now a little bit of rest. Really nice, yogis. Find your way up to tabletop, please. Our puppy pose. Keep your hips stacked on top of your knees. Walk your hands forwards. Find a brick underneath your forehead, or maybe your forehead down to the ground. Or if you're feeling fairly open in your shoulders today, chin drawing forwards. Wherever we're going, melting the chest down to the ground. If it's really not feeling too great on your shoulders, you can always take your hands a little bit wider. And just breathe, just release. Take 3 more here, please. Good. Release your forehead or chin. Slide your way onto your belly. Sophie, this one goes out to you. She'll know who she is. We're going to stretch our arms out wide and do a big sausage roll onto our backs. Whoop. Don't think about it too much. Shimmy your way back into the middle. Hug your knees in. And just take that little massage onto the lower back. Closing down your eyes. Take your arms wide, elbows like a cactus or like our goddess pose that we found. Drop both knees over towards that right hand side. Allow the weight of the legs, weight of gravity, to do the work here. Plugging your left shoulder down and just finding this release all the way through the spine. If it feels okay on your neck, you're going to look over your back left shoulder. For a little bit more twist here, cross your left leg almost over the top and under the right. If it compromises the ability for you to breathe smoothly, don't worry about the bind. Next inhale, roll to your back. Uncross the legs if they're there. Have a little shuffle of your hips. Drop the knees over towards the left. Taking your chin over towards the right hand side. Again, if you took the bind, right leg over the left, but almost then underneath. Just starting to feel a release, a sense of surrender to the floor as we unwind from our practice, from our focus, and start to prepare the body for stillness. Two more breaths. Next inhale rolls you to your back. Feel free to play around with any final little postures that you need. If you're with me, we're setting up for our Shavasana. Legs out long, arms out wide, back of the hands to the ground, palms high. Inhaling through the nose. And a big sigh. Closing down your eyes, big inhale. Sigh of relief. And when we do something in yoga that's a little bit stronger or something that we've never tried before, it is really easy to get frustrated, to get caught up in the aesthetics, in the postures, in what we think our practice should look like. And in reality, all of our practices look completely different. We've all had different backgrounds. I did a lot of gymnastics and dance growing up. Perhaps if you've only just started yoga, it feels impossible right now. But it's just knowing that what you are doing in your space, you're dedicating, you're focusing, you're increasing flexibility and strength is exactly where you need to be. And that with enough focus, determination, and kind of patience, we start to unlock these little gems. And they don't mean anything, they really don't. I think it's good to have goals or something to focus on and something that's going to bring you back to this practice, but not to be caught up. Just enjoy the movement, enjoy your time to you. Allowing your face to relax, your breath to calm, eyelids to soften, and to just appreciate this moment of stillness. Drifting your focus back to your space, to the feeling of your clothes on your body, the feeling of the air around you. And as your breath starts to spread around the body, initiating small movements to these spaces. Fingers, toes, arms, ankles, wrists. Take as much time as you need to find your way to a comfortable seat. Keeping the eyelids closed, shoulders relaxed. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine, but allowing your chin to surrender. Left hand onto your chest, right hand on top. Having just a moment of appreciation for your hard work, for your effort, for enjoyment of the practice. Palms together, thumbs lifting to the third eye, the space just between your eyebrows, wisdom, intellect. Bowing forwards, Jai. Thank you so much, lovely yogis. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the little box below. And if you haven't already, subscribe. I really need to work out which side of the box it's going to be on. But thank you so much. I hope to see you guys soon. My name's Eithne. See you later.